Yun ang mistake ng marami. In terms of perspective, let me tell you, this is the way to go. Think that this will be until the end of the year. Better, think that this will go on for another year. Now, if a vaccine comes up and we're all going to be out there, well and good, you're gonna be happier. But if it really extends, ready ka. Hi, this is Rex Mendoza from Rampver Financials. You might be wondering, why this topic? Why personal empowerment? Why talk about anxiety or even depression? Many of you know our area of expertise is in financial services, personal finance, and wealth management. Pero, hindi po natin maalis, I think this is going to be a very, very relevant topic. This quarantine protocols, this COVID-19 pandemic, all put us in a dire situation we all have to deal with. And basically, how can we think about our financial situation? How can we get ahead in terms of our financial direction if we're not in tip-top shape mentally or emotionally? And even the flip side is also worrisome. Minsan nga po mag-iisip din tayo, para saan ba naman itong lahat ng naipundar natin kung magkakaganito lang? Hindi naman natin nagagasta, hindi naman natin na-enjoy, we're all locked up in the house. So there are things in our heads that actually put a lot of concerns and direct us to a situation that can be very, very unproductive. And this is why we'd like to be able to tackle this. Guess what? We're more than 5 months into these quarantine protocols. ECQ, MECQ, GCQ, bumalik sa MECQ, and now GCQ again. People in the provinces, you're luckier, maybe MGCQ na kayo. One more step and you're out. But nonetheless, even if they say so, will you really go out? So, all of these things, being locked up, getting through the inconveniences, not having transport, not being able to go to places we want to. And for many of you, not being able to travel is such a big concern. So paano po hindi natin maalis? There are these feelings of hopelessness, of depression. And some of us, whether we like it or not, are getting into this level of anxiety. This whole cabin fever, as they define it, becomes an issue for many of us. Alam niyo po, I will have to put a caveat then again very early. I am not a professional and I'm not a licensed practitioner. Alam ko po, some people might need that level of help, that level of guidance. However, I just want to share actually what works for me and what I have learned from many of my empowered friends who are so inspirational, who are dealing with this, not just simply surviving this situation, but actually thriving in this situation. And if you'd want to be able to do that, I hope you're going to be locked into this video, focus, and see how it can make a difference. I've mentioned this many times in many of my programs. We cannot control the situation all the time. We cannot control our circumstances. What can we control? Ourselves. What can we control? Our responses. So dapat po, while hindi natin makokontrol ang sitwasyon natin, nakokontrol natin ang ating sarili. And because of that, we put ourselves in a position of responsibility. Alam niyo po, if we don't get ourselves in a position of responsibility, the situation will engulf us. The sense of being a victim because you can't do anything about it can be very, very disempowering. And if we take that responsibility, we do not deprive ourselves from making a change or from actually changing the way we act. Kasi po, if we don't take responsibility, we will be at the mercy of whatever happens around us. So, ang una pong bagay is to start controlling our body. Alam niyo po, laging nasa physical side ang usapan. The body language that you're going to have. Emotion affects the body. And actually, the body intensifies the emotion. Di ba? Example po, di ba napapansin nyo, pag medyo malungkot na kayo, your cheeks are down, your face is down, your shoulders are drooping, you're probably gonna go back to a slouch, and if you're starting to feel depressed, then you get depressed some more. Why? It's because your body supports the emotion. Okay, subukan niyo po ito. Okay? Try to sit or stand straight up and be conscious of your posture. Tapos po, pag medyo, alam nyo, tuwid na ang inyong likod, mataas na ang inyong shoulders, try to put your chin a little higher and get that smile into your face. Ayan. Subukan nyo nga pong maging depressed, looking like that. O di ba, mahirap? See, when the body does not support the emotion might go away. I'm not saying it happens all the time, but the important thing is this. If emotions affect the body affects the emotion. So if the emotion is not supported by the body, you get to feel something different. Alam niyo po I'm going to push this a little further. When you get down to feeling really annoyed, feeling disappointed and frustrated, the first thing that you can do is take a cold shower. Cold shower, yung malamig po, huwag niyong gamitin ang heater. Malamig na malamig. Magbuhos kayo, mag-shower kayo. Alam niyo po, magbabago kagad ang mood niyo. Magbabago kagad ang mood niyo. Trust me. You know, well, huwag niyo naman pong gawin out in the open or kung may sipon kayo, baka naman mapulmonya kayo. Ang importante, healthy din kayo when you do this. But let me tell you, when you take that cold shower, all of a sudden, your emotions will change because your body will act differently. Speaking of our bodies, everything is really controlled by the brain. Pero alam niyo ba po na mayroong tinatawag na happiness chemicals? Happiness chemicals. These are chemicals released by our brain that makes us feel happy. Alam niyo po, 4 yan. Number 1, endorphins, the natural painkiller. Number 2, dopamine, the reward chemical. Number 3, oxytonin. Yan po ang love hormone. And number 4, serotonin. Yan po ang mood stabilizer. You know, when we feel happy, when we feel comforted, when we feel good, all of these chemicals are released by our brains. And all the more it supports happy emotions, all the more it supports a feel-good situation. So, kung masama po ang sitwasyon, actually, we will have to hack these chemicals, have our brains release them so that we feel different. Does that make sense? Kasi po, naturally, nilalabas siya ng brain pag nararamdaman mo o may ginagawa kang mga bagay. So, kung gusto mong umalis in a situation where you feel bad, you can actually do certain things that can ensure those chemicals are released so that you get to feel different. Yan po ang tinatawag na self-empowerment. You control yourself, you dictate your direction, and see where it takes you. You're not going to be playing victim to what the environment has for you. So, one of the most important things you can do, exercise. Exercise po. You see, exercise is one basic activity that releases 3 chemicals. 3. Yung endorphins po, yung dopamine at serotonin, lumalabas sa exercise. So if you burn calories, you think you're doing this to benefit you physically? No. Exercise gets you to a higher level of fulfillment that you've done something correct. And physically, it also releases endorphins. So you feel painkillers. You actually focus on how your body has done good rather than the pain that your body is beginning to feel. And lastly, syempre po, after the exercise, your moods get stabilized. You get better. Next, ito po simple lang. Celebrating wins. Celebrating even small wins. Pag may nagawa kayong mabuti, meron kayong little achievement, try to put your body into a winning motion. Abay, magtaas lang po tayo ng kamay na ganyan. May effect po yan. May dopamine na lumalabas yan because your body is saying you're winning something. And I think you all know this. The best athletes, the best players, di ba pag may ginawa silang maganda, may maganda silang slam dunk, may maganda silang score, three-pointer, they do this. They clench their fist. Di ba? Yan po, parang baliwala sa atin, parang mukhang mayabang. Pero ang totoo po, nagre-release siya ng dopamine. That gets our bodies the reward hormone. That's why we feel better immediately. The next one is to laugh. Laugh. Laughter po is the best medicine. So, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling disappointed, get yourself to something that will make you laugh. Read certain texts that made you laugh before. Watch comedies. Watch funny movies. And actually, this is something that is better done with company. Kasi di ba po pag minsan, kahit nga hindi masyado nakakatawa yung sine, kung nakakatawa yung tawa ng katabi mo, di ba natatawa ka din? At pag tumatawa po tayo, lalabas din yung natural painkiller na endorphins all over again. At alam niyo po, itong dalawang sasabihin ko sa inyo, simpleng-simple, pero oxytonin ang ilalabas nito. Alam niyo po ba that just simply holding the hand of someone special to you, holding the hand of someone you love, it can be your daughter, it can be your wife, it can even be your son. Ito po, natural daw, lalabas din ng oxytonin sa inyo. And maybe you can go beyond just holding hands. Alam niyo ba, pinakamalaking impact? It's hugging your family members. Just the act of hugging them. No? So mas maganda po, i-share nyo itong video to sa mga kasama nyo dyan sa bahay dahil baka naman magulat sila. Biglang yakap kayo ng yakap at holding kayo ng holding hands, di ba? Alam nyo po, may mga asawa pag minsan pag in-holding hand mo, ang tanong, ano na naman ang kasalanan mo? Masama po, di ba? So sabihin nyo sa kanila, abay, turo ni Mr. Mendoza ito, turo ni Rex ito. So, makakabuti ito sa atin. This you can do to actually soothe your mood. Alam niyo po, pag may dinadamdam tayo, pag may sama tayo ng loob, the best thing to do is to talk to someone. Talk to someone you trust. Talk to someone you are connected to. And link up to them and share with them your experience. It goes both ways. Okay? If it's a painful experience, the pain is hugged. Pag shinare po nyo ang isang bagay na masakit sa ibang tao, nahahati yung dinaramdam nyo. Pero, pag ang sineshare nyo naman, kasiyahan ang sineshare nyo, magandang pangyayari, you know what? That becomes multiplied. O di ba po? So pinakamaganda mag-share tayo ng ganyan. Kasi kung kalungkutan, nahahati. Kung kaligayahan, namumultiply. So it just makes sense for us to do it even more. Now the next one is actually going to be very, very relevant, especially at these times when we're all locked up in our homes. Because the next one I will ask you is to eat a balanced diet. Kasi alam niyo po, the right amount of food will actually impact the way our emotions would go. That is very real. It's not just those chemicals in our heads, but our entire bodies. Ang comparison ko po dito lagi, bumili tayo ng kotse. Ayan na naman, bumili tayo ng Ferrari. Kung kayo po ba bibili ng Ferrari at meron na kayong Ferrari, ang igagasolina nyo, regular gasoline. Parang hindi po, di ba? You bought yourself quite a high-end car, you should be able to pump in the right quality of gas. Siyempre po, high octane yan, racing yan. Ganon din po ang katawan natin eh. You want to feel like a Ferrari? You want to roar? Get yourself the right food, the right balanced diet. Alam niyo po, siyempre, nasa bahay tayo, may temptation tayo kung ano-anong chicherya, kung ano-anong iniinom natin. Yung iba naman, alam ko, every night, inuman. Many people don't understand. If they feel sad, they drink alcohol. Alcohol is a depressant. So all the more, you can actually feel bad because you drank. Ulitin ko po ito very important. Kaya po, gumagaan ang loob natin pag may inuman, it's not because of what we drink, it's because of the way we can share our story. So if you actually share your story even without the drinks, you will feel good about it. Kasi po ang alcohol is a depressant. If we can avoid it when we feel frustrated, when we feel disappointment, we're getting depressed, please, let's do so. Alcohol should not be the beverage of choice. Another very powerful thing for all of us who sometimes feel down and in this day, it's to be grateful. It's to be grateful. Let us be thankful for all our blessings. It is time to count our blessings. Alam niyo po, ang daming tao may problema sa mundo ngayon. We have blessings to count. We are in a much better place. No matter how problematic you are, tandaan niyo po, no matter what situation you're in, always remember there would be someone out there or 1 million people out there who would want to trade lives with you. There would be a lot of people out there who would want to trade lives with you. Hindi lang po tayo nakatingin sa tamang lugar. We look at what we don't have. We don't make the most out of what's there. Yan po ang isang pinaka-importanting bagay na kailangan natin gawin. Let's count our blessings. Let's see what's working in our life and let's be thankful for them. Alam niyo po, happiness is sometimes what I call memory management. Think about the best experiences of your life and relive them. You know, natatandaan nyo, pag nagagawa nyo to paminsan-minsan, alam nyo yun, yung nakatingin kayo sa isang lugar, tapos may maiisip kayong napakagandang memory, mapapangiti kayo kahit wala sa panahon. Hindi ba? Mapapangiti kayo dahil maaalala nyo yun eh. So if you're now remembering more of the nice things to remember, the things that will give joy to your heart, it's so hard to feel anxiety. It's so hard to be depressed because you're gonna be happy. Because you know you are blessed. The attitude of gratitude impacts people because when you're thankful, you will have more things to be thankful for. Let's extend that a bit. Huwag lang po gratefulness. What if we go on to this next one? I think this is very important for many. Do a kind deed. Gumawa po tayo ng may isang bagay na maganda para sa ating kapwa. It can be your neighbor, it can be a friend, but do something nice for another person. Not yourself, but another person. Diba? May binebenta yung ating kapitbahay, bumili ka. Patronize that person. At kung hindi mo gusto yung bibilin mo, irigalo mo sa iba. Share. So double purpose, yung naging initiative mo. Dalawang tao ang napasaya mo. You know, when you make other people feel good, if you do a kind deed, you can just imagine how that reflects in your heart. How that reflects in your heart. Kasi po, pag ikaw ang nakakatulong, ibig sabihin may feeling of abundance ka eh. May feeling of abundance ka. Dahil kakaiba po pag ikaw ang nangangailangan ng tulong lagi at lagi mong iniisip na kailangan tulungan ka ng mga tao. So, biktima ka kagad kasi kailangan kang bigyan. Pero pag ikaw kahit papano nakakapagbigay sa iba, at palagay ko naman po, marami sa atin ang nasa ganong sitwasyon, you empower yourself because your generosity goes at a certain level. Sabi ko nga po, di ba, tatlo yan eh. These are the three powerful things that I want people to focus and emphasize in their lives. Gratefulness, generosity, compassion. Ang pag-iintindi po sa ibang tao. Just by appreciating them better, you've done a kind deed in your heart. Now, meron naman po tayong gagawing mga tinatawag kong solo act. Solo act na pag ginawa nyo, makakatulong din sa mind frame nyo. Okay? How about taking a walk? You can take a walk within your garden, your backyard. You can get out of your gate and take a few paces, left or right. Or kung nakakondo ka, get down, get out, feel the sun. Alam niyo po, exposure to the sun is also going to affect our emotions very positively. So, taking that walk, hopefully getting closer to nature, that will positively impact you. And if your body will feel the warmth of the sun, that will be great. Huwag niyo naman pong gawing tanghaling tapat. Baka naman ma-dehydrate kayo. Huwag naman tanghaling tapat. So, tamang-tama po kung early morning for the good sun, and maybe when the sun is about to set. Okay? Now, when you're walking, try to think about happy thoughts. Try to think again about experiences. Maybe triumphs in your career naman. Hindi naman love life or hindi naman just plain emotion. Maybe we think about our achievements in our career. We think about, our investment wins, how we have put up the kitty that we have today. Those are small wins we need to treasure. And while we're walking, we're feeling more of that because that's in our heads. So when you get back to the house, you're going to be a very, very different person. And speaking of being in your house, being in your place, importante din po itong isusunod ko dyan. Try to fix up your space. Alam niyo po, tanggalin natin yung clutter. Kasi sometimes, yung tinatawag na anxiety na yan, yung depression na yan, it becomes worse because hindi maaliwalas ang kapaligiran mo eh. In fact, many of you think na sandali lang ito. Yun ang mistake ng marami. In terms of perspective, let me tell you, this is the way to go. Think that this will be until the end of the year. Better, think that this will go on for another year. Now, if a vaccine comes up and we're all going to be out there, well and good, you're going to be happier. But if it really extends, ready ka. Maayos ang kapaligiran mo, nakaayos ang workstation mo, hindi puro makeshift dahil akala mo papasok ka na sa opisina bukas eh. Hindi mangyayari eh. Kaya karamihan sa atin medyo ganito yung feeling dahil temporary yung utak mo nagkataong humaba yung experience. So you're not in control. What if you now say, this is gonna be 1 year, let me fix up my workspace in the house. This is going to be what I'll do to be more productive. Then, it changes your mood. Maaliwalas ang kapaligiran mo, productive ang situation mo, and certainly, your mind and your entire being will respond. The last one that I'm going to share with you is probably the highest impact of all. And I say this to a lot of friends today. Alam niyo po, pinakamaganda is to get back into our spirituality. We have to pray. We have to meditate and pray and be thankful to our Creator for everything that He has given us. Alam niyo po, nakasulat yan. Kahit nga sa kanta, naririnig niyo ito di ba? Come to me, all of you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. That's the promise. And that promise is always going to be fulfilled. It is of utmost importance for us to realize that if He is at the center of our hearts, in all of these challenges, in all of these bad situations, then we will be able to come out triumphant. Because He will be there as He has always been. Alam niyo po, try to pray for your family, for your loved ones, for your company, for your customers, for your suppliers, for your country, for the world. If all of us do this together, I feel that it will make such a big change. And you know what? If you do it on a daily basis, the way you take on each day will also take a very different flavor. Ang dami po natin ang pag-usapan. I don't think magagawa naman natin lahat yan in a given day. But try to do it as you live through your week and see if it changes your life, if it changes your direction, if it changes your emotion. And if it does, see how it now impacts your productivity, your power mindset, and the way you're going to nurture relationships and even deliver the goods for your company and your customers. I hope, friends, I was able to impart things that are of value to you and that you can use in navigating this pandemic and all the dire situations it brings. Again, this is Rex Mendoza from Rampver Financials. Thank you so much for liking our videos. Thank you so much for subscribing. And for those of you who haven't done that, please do click that bell button so that we can notify you for our upcoming great videos ahead. Until the next one, stay safe and God bless all of us. Thank you.